Echoes of Innocence, the unsolved murder of Amy Mihaljevic. Welcome to Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast, where we delve into the unsolved mysteries that haunt our communities and beyond. I'm your host, Jay Nicoll, private investigator with Nicoll Investigations, dedicated to shining a light on cases that deserve justice. While our focus is often on Canadian cold cases, today we're crossing borders to explore a heartbreaking story from Ohio that resonates with universal themes of child safety and the relentless pursuit of truth. This episode, titled Echoes of Innocence, the unsolved murder of Amy Mihaljevic, examines the abduction and murder of a 10-year-old girl in 1989, a case that remains active and unsolved as of January 2026. Join me as we recount the facts, the investigation, and the ongoing quest for answers. Remember, if you have any information, no matter how small, it could be the key to solving this case. Background on Amy Mihaljevic. Amy Renee Mihaljevic was born on December 11, 1978, in Little Rock, Arkansas, to parents Mark Mihaljevic and Margaret McNulty. The family later relocated from Wisconsin to Bay Village, Ohio, a quiet suburb of Cleveland, where Amy grew up as an outgoing, friendly, and bright child. She was a fifth-grade student at Bay Middle School, with a particular passion for horseback riding. Amy was known for her sociable nature, often engaging with others easily, which tragically have made her more vulnerable to the events that unfolded. The abduction. It was Friday, October 27, 1989, a seemingly ordinary afternoon in Bay Village. Amy just finished school, was home alone, when she received a phone call from an unknown man. The caller claimed to be a co-worker of her mother, Margaret, who was employed at a local trading stamp company. He told Amy that Margaret had recently received a promotion and that he wanted to surprise her with a gift. Convincing the trusting 10-year-old to keep it a secret, he arranged for her to meet him at the nearby Bay Square Shopping Center on Wolf Road, about half a mile from her school, to help select the present. Amy walked to the shopping center, arriving around 2:30 p.m. Witnesses later reported seeing her near an ice cream shop, specifically a Baskin-Robbins, speaking with a white male in his 30s. He was described as approximately 5 feet 10 inches tall, with dark hair and a distinctive jawline. This man was the last person seen with Amy alive as they walked away together through the parking lot. No vehicle was observed at the time. When Amy's younger brother Jason, who was 9 years old, arrived home later that afternoon, he noticed his sister was missing, prompting the family to alert authorities. The initial search efforts. The abduction triggered one of the most extensive searches in Ohio's history, surpassing even the 1951 disappearance of Beverly Potts in scale. The Bay Village Police Department, in collaboration with the FBI's Cleveland office, immediately launched a massive operation involving door-to-door canvassing, helicopter searches, and widespread media appeals. Volunteers formed Amy's Army, logging over 60,000 official hours, countless more off the clock, combing fields, ponds, back roads, and neighborhoods across northern Ohio. The case gained national attention, featuring on programs like America's Most Wanted, hosted by John Walsh, which helped generate thousands of leads. Early investigations revealed a chilling pattern. Several other young girls in nearby North Olmsted had received similar lure phone calls from an unknown male around the same time, some even from unlisted numbers. These girls, including Amy, had all visited the Lake Erie Nature and Science Center, where a visitor's logbook contained personal details such as names, addresses, and phone numbers. This discovery suggested the abductor may have targeted victims by accessing the logbook. Despite these efforts, Amy remained missing for 103 days. Discovery of the body and crime scene details. On February 8, 1990, a jogger discovered Amy's body in a remote, desolate field adjacent to County Road 1181, also known as Township Road 1181, in Ruggles Township, Ashland County, Ohio, about 50 miles southwest of Bay Village, near the rural town of New London. Crime scene indicated that her body had likely been dumped shortly after the abduction, within hours or days, rather than held for an extended period. The location was isolated, close to the road, but in a farm field, suggesting the killer was familiar with the area to avoid detection. Forensic examination by the Cuyahoga County coroner determined the cause of death as homicide from multiple stab wounds to the neck and a blunt force injury to the head. There were no signs of sexual assault, but her clothing was intact except for missing items believed to be taken as souvenirs by the killer. Her horse riding boots, a denim backpack, a binder with Buick Best in Class on the front clasp, and turquoise horsehead earrings. A blanket and curtain were found near the body, possibly used to wrap or conceal her remains. Additionally, a vehicle matching the make and model of one driven by a later person of interest was observed near the dump site on the day of discovery. The investigation and evidence. The investigation became one of the largest in Ohio history, involving over 20,000 interviews, thousands of leads, and dozens of polygraph tests for suspects. Key forensic evidence included yellow or gold-colored fibers found in Amy's body, potentially from vehicle carpeting or clothing. Her last meal was identified as a soy-based substance, possibly artificial chicken or Chinese food. Mitochondrial DNA was collected from the scene for future comparisons. In 2016, forensic analysis revealed hairs on the blanket and curtain that matched Amy's family dog, supporting the theory that these items were used to transport or hide the body. DNA samples were collected from several suspects in December 2006. 2013, retired FBI agent Phil Tornsney rejoined the case, theorizing that the murder occurred in Ashland County, an area familiar to the killer, rather than Bay Village, and that Amy was quickly transported there post-abduction. The FBI offered a $25,000 reward in March 2014, increased to $27,000 in October 2014, for information leading to an arrest and conviction. More recently, in October 2022, evidence was resubmitted for advanced DNA testing. In 2024, retesting of Amy's clothing revealed an unknown man's DNA, though the sample was too small for a full profile. Then in September 2025, the FBI announced the discovery of previously undetected hairs in Amy's clothing through advanced forensic methods. These hairs do not belong to Amy or her family members and have been sent to a private forensic lab in California to develop a DNA profile, potentially identifying the killer. Bay Village Police Sergeant Edward Chapman has stated that the department works on the case daily, with results from the lab expected sometime in fall 2025. As of January 2026, no further updates on the testing have been publicly released, but investigators remain hopeful. Suspects and persons of interest. Over the decades, dozens of individuals have been considered suspects, with many undergoing polygraph tests, but no one has ever been charged. By 2019, authorities had extensively vetted all known suspects and believe the perpetrator was likely already in their files, awaiting a breakthrough. A longtime suspect retained legal counsel in early 2007 amid scrutiny. In 2018, investigators explored a potential link to Robert Ivan Nichols, an identity thief who used the alias Joseph Newton Chandler III. But this did not yield definitive results and was not pursued further. In February 2021, on the 31st anniversary of the body's discovery, court documents revealed a new person of interest, William McClellan, then 64 years old. The tip came from his former girlfriend in 2019, who alleged he was uncharacteristically absent from the residence near the abduction site on October 27, 1989. That evening, he called her inquiring about media coverage of the case. McClellan worked in the same city as Amy's mother, Margaret, and his niece attended school with Amy, providing potential connections. During police interviews, he made suspicious statements, including hints of a possible prior acquaintance with Margaret. He voluntarily provided a DNA sample, but failed a polygraph test. Search of his storage facility uncovered items of interest, and in May 2020, 2 abduction witnesses identified him in photo lineups as the man seen with Amy. His vehicle at the time matched witness descriptions, including interior carpeting similar to the yellow or gold fibers found in Amy's body. Despite these links, no charges have been filed against McClellan or anyone else as of January 2026. Aftermath and legacy. In the wake of this tragedy, Amy's mother, Margaret McNulty, co-founded the Community Fund for Assisting Missing Youth to promote child safety education on stranger danger. Tragically, Margaret passed away in 2001 at age 54 from complications related to chronic alcoholism. Amy's father, Mark Mihaljevic, has remained a dedicated advocate for justice, participating in media interviews as recently as 2025. The case being featured in numerous documentaries, books, such as one by journalist James Renner, news specials from outlets like News 5 Cleveland. Retired Bay Village Police Chief Mark Spatzel, involved from the start, has spoken about its profound impact on the community. As we wrap up this episode, let's remember Amy Mihaljevic, not just as a victim, but as a vibrant young girl whose story underscores the importance of vigilance and community. If you have any information about the murder of Amy Mihaljevic, please contact the Bay Village Police Department at 28,000 Wolf Road, Bay Village, Ohio, or the FBI. Tips can be submitted anonymously via the Amy Mihaljevic investigation tip sheet, and that $25,000 reward still stands for information leading to an arrest and conviction. Thank you for listening to Ontario Cold Cases. I'm Jay Nicoll. Stay safe, and until next time, keep seeking the truth. Because every case deserves answers, and every victim deserves justice. Subscribe now to Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's true crime podcast. Episodes available wherever you get your podcasts.